Hello and welcome to liv.rent. And we know that you're probably a renter looking for a place ASAP. Before you hit the ground running and find your next home, I just wanted to take the time to show you the basics of the liv.rent platform so that you can maximize your time spent searching for listings and also save yourself a lot of energy at the same time. My name is Apurva and I'm a client success specialist here at liv.rent. And let's get started right now on how to use the platform. So the first thing that many renters come to us for is to search for their rentals, and you actually don't even need an account at this point if you want to just browse the listings. However, I do recommend setting up your profile first. That way you can favorite listings as you go. But first, I'm going to show you the very basic use of liv.rent. So let's search by city and then use the map view to help us find a place. The first thing you want to do when you're searching by city is entering the city that you're looking for a home in, or click on one of these buttons over here if you see what you are looking for. liv.rent is based in Vancouver, but we do have listings all over Canada. So let's start by looking for homes here in Vancouver. I'm going to enter Vancouver into the bar over here, and you will see that the option will pop up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you will see the map view that will pop up with all the available listings over here. Now I'm looking at all the listings that are in Vancouver, but there's too many for me to start off with. And I actually do have some criteria as a renter, so I'm going to adjust the filter to suit my needs. You can do this by clicking on filters over here, and you will see some basic options that you can use to help streamline your search. If you have a budget in mind, you can drag and drop the scale, like so, to help sort by rental price to only show listings that are within your budget, which is one of the simplest and best ways to start by sorting listings. But you can also filter your search through our other available filters over here, like a housing type, number of bedrooms, furniture, the availability, and even if it's a pet-friendly place or not. So now I'm going to go ahead and select my criteria for the place I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click on condo. I'm looking for a 2-bedroom place within 2400. So I'm going to adjust the bar like so. I'm okay with the furnished or unfurnished place, so I'm going to select any, and then I like a pet-friendly place, so I'm going to go ahead and click on allowed, and then once I'm done setting my criteria, I'm going to click on show results over here. Now that I've set my criteria, I'm looking at a smaller number of available listings that fit my needs. And if you wanted to get even more granular, then you could go to the liv.rent app on your phone, where we have even more filters and you can sort by specific utilities, for example. Now, when you click on any of the numbers, the basic information of the listing pops up, along with its cover image like so, giving you a small preview of the listing before you go ahead. Some listings will be grouped together if they're in the same address, like this one over here. So now I'm going to go ahead and find a listing that I like and see which one really suits my needs and click on it. Now after clicking on it, as you can see, you'll be taken to the main listing page where you can see all the different details of the listing and find out more about it and see if it really suits your needs. So at this point, if you want to apply for one of these listings, you do have to complete your liv.rent profile. But if you'd like to just show your interest and know more about the listing or arrange a viewing, you can send the landlord a quick message if you just scroll down over here. Without having a profile set up, all you will need to provide for sending a message would just be your first name, your last name, and an email address so they can get back to you. Now I've already created a profile and I'm logged in. So to access my profile, I'm going to go ahead and click on the avatar icon right over here and then click on profile. Now you'll be taken to your main profile page. So instead of filling out a new application every time you apply to a different listing, your liv.rent profile, we also call this your renter's resume, is actually going to be used to apply to multiple liv.rent listings. Your liv.rent profile is going to have a lot of your information in there. That is because we're asking you to share the information that you would typically put on any standard rental application. This information is never shared with anyone without your consent, and we only show it to ID verified landlords after you've applied to the listing. Those landlords or property managers have access to your basic information, and what they're looking at is a brief overview as a renter so that they can have some information to help them make the choices that are right for them. And just like a job resume, this is actually your chance to shine. So it's really important that your profile stands out and that it's absolutely complete, as it will give you your best chance of securing the rental you want. This is especially important in cities like Vancouver and Toronto, where the rental market can be pretty tight. We have seen listings get dozens of applications and hundreds of inquiries, so it's important to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. Now we're going to fill out our renter's resume with the basic necessary personal information. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on basic information over here and start filling out the details. So now that I've filled out my basic information, I'm going to go ahead and click on Save over here. Now, before we can say that our profile is complete, we do have one more step, and that is verification. So this is something that's becoming more and more popular in lots of different industries, especially banking and financial industries. How the process works is you share a photo of your government-issued ID, and you share a selfie photo of yourself, and now the liv.rent team will match the two images. This will help us establish that you are who you say you are, and after we verified your identity, these images get destroyed and nobody ever has any access to them. We only use them to confirm your identity, and once we've done that, you will earn a verified check mark on your profile that will make the landlord trust you. Now, I can say that most landlords, 9 times out of 10, will decide to rent to an ID verified tenant rather than one who isn't, and landlords are looking in to see the verified icon besides your profile when you start a chat with them and submit your application. And if we go back to the metaphor of finding a place to rent is like looking for a job, then being verified is really like having an incredible cover letter on your job application that shows that you've gone above and beyond to prove yourself to landlords, standing out as a qualified applicant. So make sure to get your verified checkmark to start connecting with landlords. Now I'm going to quickly walk you through the steps of getting yourself verified. So you will see a button over here after you open your profile that says verify now. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. You will get a first prompt to upload a photo documentation. So we have different options over here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on driver's license and upload the document. You will then get a second prompt to upload a selfie that the team will manually use to verify your identity. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now we can see that our profile is a lot closer to being 100% complete. Now, of course, like I said, we're only asking the absolute minimum required information for any standard rental agreement. Typically, landlords will ask for information such as current and former addresses, driver's license number, employment history, pet information, personal references, rent payment and bank account information, and income and financial resources. That's a lot of information to just hand over to someone. So let me show you how we keep a community of safe and trusted landlords and renters actually safe with our verification processes, and how it's safer to share it through liv.rent than by emailing a random person on any other listing site. Now, before we can say that our profile is complete, we do have one more step, and that is verification. So this is something that's becoming more and more popular in lots of different industries, especially banking and financial industries. How the process works is you share a photo of your government-issued ID and you share a selfie of yourself, and now the liv.rent team will match those two images. This will help us establish that you are who you say you are, and after we verify your identity, these images get destroyed and nobody ever has access to them. We only use them to confirm your identity, and once we've done that, you will earn a verified check mark on your profile that will make the landlord trust you. Now, I can say that most landlords, 9 times out of 10, will decide to rent to an ID verified tenant rather than one who isn't. And landlords are looking to see the verified icon besides your name in your profile when you start a chat with them and submit your application. And if we go back to that metaphor of finding a place to rent is like looking for a job, then being verified is really like having an incredible cover letter on your job application that shows that you've gone above and beyond to prove yourself to landlords, standing out as a qualified applicant. So make sure to get your verified checkmark to start connecting with landlords. Now, before I walk you through the steps of verification, one important thing that a lot of people forget to complete in their profile is to upload their avatar. So to do that, we're just going to click on the avatar icon over here and select the photo document that you want. Now that we've uploaded the avatar icon, I'm going to quickly walk you through the steps of how to get yourself verified. So when you open your profile, you will see the button over here that says verify now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You will get a prompt to upload a government issued ID. So you can choose from the drop-down list over here in which you would prefer to upload. I'm going to go ahead and click on the driver's license and upload that document. Then you will get a second prompt to upload a selfie so the team can manually verify your identification. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. After uploading the necessary documents, I'm going to go ahead and click on verify over here. Now that we've uploaded the necessary documentation, we will have to wait for the team to manually verify identity. While waiting, we can definitely complete other sections of the profile that are mandatory to be filled out. To see which sections need to be filled out, we're going to go ahead and click on View Profile over here, and you will see a small red dot next to the sections that are mandatory to be completed. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Live score over here, fill out the information over here, and then click on References, and I will also do the same. Now that I've completed all the necessary sections, we can see that my profile is now 100% complete. We've also gotten our ID verified, as we can see the blue check mark over here. Great, so now we have a completed liv.rent profile or renter's resume, and we're going to go back to that listing that we like, and we're going to go and reach out to the landlord. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here, and this was a listing I liked before. So we're going to scroll down over here, and we're going to click over here to send a message to them. I'm going to go ahead and click on send message. On liv.rent, landlords and renters can connect and chat about listings, about their preferences, and any kind of extra details about a tenancy in our chat feature, which can be accessed through this button right over here. What's great about our live chat is that it saves all your correspondence between the two of you, so you don't have to go back and forth with emails and attachments, as it's all streamlined over here. The chat is also saved so that you can reference it anytime. Ready to apply, you can submit your application through the chat over here. If you're a successful applicant, then the lease will be sent to be signed in the chat too. We even have translation features available in our chat if you feel more comfortable communicating in another language. So to recap quickly, the chat feature lets you inquire about a listing, send in your application, receive a contract from a landlord, send your signed version of the digital lease back to your landlord, receive payment requests, and even review credit card or Bitcoin payment receipts. Okay, so we've sent the landlord a message asking if the listing is still available. Now, it's a good idea to submit your application as soon as you're sure that you're interested in the unit. You can even submit it before you go to an in-person viewing of the apartment. This lets the landlord know that you're a serious applicant committed to checking this place out, and they might favor you as a result of that. So there's no harm in getting your application in early, and it's not an obligation on your part as well. This application process is super simple because we've already filled out our information in our renter's resume. So all we're going to do is with a few clicks, we're going to apply to the listing. So when you find a listing you love, you just need to click on apply to listing over here in the chat box, or go back to the listing page and scroll down. You will see the apply now button over here. So we're going to go ahead and click on apply to listing, decide on our move-in date. I'm going to decide on December 1st. Then we're going to click on this to accept the terms and conditions, and then preview our application or our renter's resume. Finally, I'm going to scroll through that, make sure everything's okay. And then the final step is to just send in your application by clicking on this button over here. Great, now your application is submitted. And now this has taken me like 2 minutes, so I can repeat this process for all the apartments that I'm interested in that fit my criteria. You can book or arrange a time to see a unit in person or watch a 3D or video tour. You can also ask if they would do a live showing with you online. This practice became popular during COVID-19 because it was social distance and contactless, so landlords are still receptive to this process if you want to ask them. Now, if we have found a place where we like, we have applied there, and the landlords think that we're going to be a great fit for them, the next step is going to be to seal the deal by signing our lease on liv.rent. You can review, sign, send, and renew leases for rental agreements, both for BC and Ontario, completely on the liv.rent platform. So if you're the successful applicant, then the landlord will send you the digital contract in your chat. Once your application has been approved, the landlord will create a contract where any other signing or non-signing tenants can be added to the tenancy agreement. The contract will be then sent to the chat, like so, and you can click on it to view the full details. As you're scrolling through, review and make sure to double check any custom addendums that they have added in addition to the standard lease. Make sure to review important information like when the rent is due, if the tenancy will continue after the stated lease, and if there are additional costs like security and pet deposits. Once that looks fine, you can click on continue over here, then you will be taken to the terms and conditions. Make sure you read through this, and after you're done that, you can click on agree to the terms and conditions over here and click on continue. If you're good with everything and ready to move forward, you can sign it online and send it back to them in the live chat and wait for their signature. You can do that by clicking over here and tap to sign, where you can either draw your signature or even just type it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and type it out over here. And then done, and then we can click on complete signing. And that's it. Now you've officially gotten a place to rent, so congratulations. At the end of your lease term in BC and Ontario, most leases will automatically transition into a month-to-month agreement unless your landlord made a special addendum in your original lease. So in that case, there's no action you have to take once the lease is up. However, if your landlord asks you to sign a new one, you can sign it if you want to through the liv.rent app just like you did your first one, and it's all stored for you in the live chat. Now, because we're not comfortable with doing the bare minimum, we're going above and beyond at liv.rent to make everything about renting easier for both renters and landlords. So the liv.rent platform actually allows you to pay rent online. So you can pay rent with Visa, MasterCard, or Amex credit card. You can also use UnionPay, and recently we even added a pay by Bitcoin option. So however you decide to choose to pay your rent is up to you, but we hope that you're really going to enjoy paying rent online rather than writing checks or sending e-transfers. So how does this work? It's pretty straightforward. Your landlord will send you a payment request through the app, and you will just follow the prompts to pay through the platform. So once you get a prompt like this, you're going to go ahead and click on view details. Then we're going to see the total amount and then make the payment. You will see what accepted methods there are for the payment, which are UnionPay and Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and click on UnionPay. We're going to see if there's any additional processing fees and see what the total amount is, fill in our details, and then we're going to go ahead and follow the next steps. You can also set up a rent payment reminder, which is super helpful because the end of the month seems to come really unexpectedly sometimes. So it's good to make sure you stay on top of this. You can set up the payment reminders by going over here on the left side, clicking on notifications over here, scroll down, and you'll see the payment reminder. So we're going to click on this. So this will enable emails to be sent to us when the payment is due. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. Now you've got everything you need to be successful with liv.rent. Remember to fill your profile out completely, get verified, apply to multiple listings with just a few clicks, and have fun searching for your next home. We are so glad to have you join us. It's our mission to revolutionize the way that people rent by making it safer, easier, and all around more pleasant so that it doesn't have to be such a chore. Reach out to us at any time if you have any questions, and if you have any idea for how to make liv.rent even better, we would love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media, where we're always sharing renting tips. We also have a lot of rental resources and support available on our blog. You can also reach out to us through our live chat or by email at any time. Have fun looking for rentals, and we look forward to seeing you on liv.rent.